How's it going, guys and geeks? Welcome to this week's Geekend Update, the show where we bring you the latest news, rumors, and scoops from all over geek culture. And while our list of news this week is short, it's certainly sweet. I'm your host, Dakota, and today we're going to be talking about DCEU, Disney, Doctor Who, MCU, Star Wars, and Uncharted. Last week, Matt Reeves, the director for The Batman, revealed the first look at Robert Pattinson's Batsuits in this Vimeo footage. I postulated in last week's Geekend Update that they're likely trying to get ahead of the leaks that are definitely going to come out for on-location filming that they're planning on doing moving in through the next couple months. And sure enough, this week we have our first official leaks, not official leaks, but they are leaks from the set of The Batman where they're currently filming in Glasgow. In the photos and footage that have leaked from Glasgow this past week, it appears that a stunt double for Robert Pattinson is filming some motorcycle footage currently, and in the light of day, the Batsuit looks a lot clearer than it did in Matt Reeves' video. At least you could see more of it, or at least below, the bicep area, which and I think it looks pretty cool. I know a lot of people don't like the look, but I'm positive towards it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this because I don't know if you saw our breakdown of the Batman teaser that we got from last week, but what are your thoughts on these new images that are being posted? I hope this video doesn't get taken down by Warner Brothers because they are going through with their copyright claims saying, taking stuff down, but we'll see. So here's a bit of contentious news that I feel the need to discuss in our Geekend Update because it is a rumor. It's a rumor that I've started, but there is more information now than there was when I originally covered the rumor. So I want to draw your attention to this video right here where I mention that it's possible that Timothée Chalamet, Oscar-nominated actor, could be playing Dick Grayson or Robin in the upcoming The Batman film based on some reports that they're claiming that they need circus actors or circus performers for an upcoming shoot in northwest England. Now, we know that they're currently filming between London and Glasgow. Glasgow's in Scotland, London's on the other side of England. But Liverpool, that's northwest England, is also supposed to be getting some scenes shot there within the next 2 months. So it's very likely that the circus scene for an upcoming major action feature film will likely have something to do with the Batman, and if it does, it's most likely having something to do with the Flying Graysons. So again, more information in this video, but we'll also link in the description a post where we break down all the possibilities of why we think Timothée Chalamet could potentially fit within this role. So check that out. I want to hear your thoughts. Is Timothée Chalamet too old to play the character? For those who claim that he may be too old, I just want to say that he's supposedly playing Paul Atreides in Dune, and Paul Atreides is a 15-year-old boy in Dune, so he's 24 now. I think he still looks pretty young. A small bit of Disney news this week, but on terms of their live action front going forward, this is really interesting. It appears that the Mulan film is going to be PG-13, which is the first time a live action remake of one of the Disney animated classics is going to be receiving a PG-13 rating. Supposedly it's for sequences of violence, and this is something that I didn't mention in last week's show, but apparently the actress who's playing Mulan is doing about 90% of her own action scenes and her own martial arts scenes, and I think that's really cool because if you've seen the trailers, you know that it's going to be a martial arts heavy film, and I'm totally down for it. It actually looks fantastic, and I can't wait to see what they do with that Mulan story. Some Doctor Who news. I had to throw in some Doctor Who news. There hasn't been a lot this past couple weeks because we're actually getting new Doctor Who content regularly. But I wanted to touch a little bit upon the Doctor Who news because we have a lot of new subscribers because a video blew up over the past week, our 7 Ruth Theories video. And I just want to say thank you for all our new subscribers. If you're watching this now, please say hi. I want to hear, I want to know who you are. I want to know more about why you subscribe to our channel. And I'm happy that you did. So we're going to do a lot more Doctor Who videos in the future, knowing that the Doctor Who community is still strong, apparently. I was surprised by that. I thought for sure, since Jodie Whittaker's time on the TARDIS. A lot of people have left the show, but the interest is still there. At least, you know, the video is currently at like 65,000 views, so obviously 65,000 people at least care enough to watch a Doctor Who video, and the view count is still rising. So thank you all for that. We have some Doctor Who news this week. Brief stuff. Chris Chibnall's talking up the two-part finale. For those of you who are watching this in the UK, you likely already saw the first part of that two-parter, Ascension of the Cybermen. The next episode, I believe it's called Timeless Children, comes next week. So according to Chibnall, some of the questions that have been brought up over the past couple weeks will be answered in this upcoming two-parter, but you might want a strong drink ready. I don't know if you are over 21 at this point, but if you are, and I am, I know that I will likely be watching with a strong drink. This probably means that I'm not going to like the revelations, but we will continue to move forward as a Doctor Who fandom. It's crazy. The past season has actually been crazy. Not all good episodes. There's a few that were really bad, but it's an interesting time for Doctor Who. It's a big shakeup, especially with Ruth supposedly on board. The two-part finale will also set up some things from the 13th series of the show, the 13th season. And I think that's interesting because Chibnall was rumored to have been canned or fired from the next series of the show. And that news appears to be false because, as he says in this Radio Times article, I do know I'm coming back for a third season, Chibnall told Entertainment Weekly. We are already planning the stories. Once you see the end of the series, you'll realize there are some stories we're already setting in train for next series. We have very big, ambitious plans for our third series together. So take that as you will. I know personally I haven't been a huge fan of Chibnall's run on the TARDIS. But if he does have a master plan that he's been trying to get out for a couple seasons, I think he should have the opportunity to develop that. What are your thoughts on Chibnall as a writer? Is he competent enough to keep the show going for a long time, like John Nathan Turner was, or Moffat was there for over 5 or 6 years, I believe? What are your thoughts on Chibnall being the showrunner? I would definitely want to hear what you have to say about that. Switching over to MCU news, Sam Raimi, the director for, fan favorite Spider-Man films, the original trilogy with Tobey Maguire in the lead, is being rumored to direct the upcoming Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, that may actually be the case. He may actually be beginning filming very soon. The director was supposed to show up to an upcoming convention called Monster Mania Con, but for whatever reason, supposedly for filming purposes, he has dropped out of that March convention. Now we know that the filming for Doctor Strange 2 doesn't truly begin principal photography until May, but the pre-production is likely already underway, and if he is attached to the project, he will want to be there for the pre-production phase of the filming for the film. So it's possible that Sam Raimi is actually directing Doctor Strange 2, and I can't picture a better director more suited for that character than Sam Raimi himself. According to Deadline, actor Carl Lumbly has been cast in Falcon and the Winter Soldier to play, well, a character that they don't know if he's going to play or not, but it is a heavily rumored character, Isaiah Bradley from the comics, first introduced in 2003's Truth, Red, White, and Black. Deadline explains the character as such. He was introduced in 2003 in the Marvel Comics limited series Truth, Red, White, and Black as a superpowered product of clandestine experiments on African American soldiers. So if that's true, we're going to be getting more information on the Super Soldier Serum, the project that went into creating the first Captain America, Steve Rogers. Now, was Steve Rogers the first person to be tested with the Super Soldier Serum? If Isaiah Bradley is in the script, it looks like he may not have been. Slash Film extrapolates a little bit more from their sources. The series will be about Falcon initially refusing to take up the mantle of Captain America, but ultimately changing his mind after discovering the secret history of the Super Soldier program by encountering Bradley, who was actually the original Captain America. What are your thoughts and theories on the upcoming Marvel slate, mostly of Disney Plus series and shows that are going to be, just dominating the superhero scene for the next couple of years, it looks like, at least through 2022? Are they going to impact you as much as, say, a Marvel film will? I'm genuinely curious as to how this next phase of shows and films is going to work out together in tandem, but I'm a little bit worried because there seems to be so much being pushed for the Disney Plus program, and I'm worried that some of it is going to probably fail. And I want to know your thoughts. What do you think works and what do you think won't work? I definitely want to hear what you have to say. So a report from Daniel Richmond this week claims that Red Hulk may appear in an upcoming Marvel film soon, or show soon. We don't know. He is a character planned for the MCU going forward. And this rumor has swirled out of control, but the big takeaway that I've found is that he's likely going to be involved in the Thunderbolts project, which makes total sense because, it's the team is named after him, Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, who becomes the Red Hulk. And what do you guys think about that? Again, I'm just a little trepidatious as to how much Marvel has planned for Disney Plus if this is the case. But could they potentially set this up somehow in Falcon and the Winter Soldier? We know that it'll have a lot to do with the US government, and Thaddeus Ross is one of the biggest characters that we've met in the US government side of the MCU. So it's possible that they could be introducing some of the Thunderbolt cast there. I want to know your thoughts. I'm a little worried that they have too much on their plate going forward. We have some Star Wars news this week. Baby Yoda merch, or the child merchandise, for those of you purists who refuse to say Baby Yoda, but that's his name. That's not his name, but it's his name. That's what we call him, okay? He's a Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda merchandise has finally been unveiled officially by Hasbro, and it will make its way into stores and shelves and retailers near you starting spring 2020 through fall 2020. This was first unveiled by Good Morning America in a skit that they did for their morning show.
Bring it!
That's what I'm talking about.
It's Baby Yoda. Say hello to our audience, Baby Yoda.
And the big Baby Yoda toy, the animatronic, the $59.99 toy, won't be available until fall 2020. The rest of them should be available in the spring. A rumor's been thrown around that WWE star Sasha Banks is filming scenes for the season 2 of The Mandalorian, which I don't follow WWE at all, so I don't even know who this person is, frankly. But a lot of people are very excited about the prospect. This comes from a rumor by Matman Pro Wrestling. I've never heard of this outlet or this channel. I don't know how valid their scoops are, but apparently, according to them, she's already filmed her scenes for The Mandalorian. The Hollywood Reporter's Boris Kitt unveiled the news that an upcoming Star Wars movie is in the works from director J.D. Dillard, who is famous for his sci-fi film Slate, as well as writer Matt Owens, who's done work on Luke Cage and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Apparently they're in the process of creating an upcoming Star Wars film. While the article claims it's unclear whether or not this film by J.D. Dillard and Matt Owens is a Star Wars film for theaters or for Disney Plus, it has been clarified that this has nothing to do with the Kevin Feige Star Wars film that has been talked about for the past couple months. This is a separate project entirely. Recently, Bob Iger has said that the future of Star Wars is primarily going to be on their TV front in Disney Plus. So is that a sign as to where this is going to fit? We don't know at this point, but I'd like to hear your thoughts. Have you seen the sci-fi film Slate? I personally haven't, but I have seen Luke Cage and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I know that I love those shows. So I'm excited for projects from those guys going into the Star Wars universe, because I think we need a little bit different talent in the pool of talent that they already have, just to shake things up a bit. And for our last bit of news, we have some Uncharted news. The video game, as you have probably figured out by now, is being adapted to film. Now, this is set to be a prequel film of sorts, featuring Tom Holland in the lead and Mark Wahlberg as his mentor, Victor Sully.
So yeah, we start shooting in like 4 weeks. Mark Wahlberg is going to be amazing as Sully. The stunt department that we have out there in Berlin have done an amazing job already.
Now, the film has been in production hell for years, but apparently, according to Tom Holland, they're going to start filming in 4 weeks, which is huge because it just came out of nowhere. They don't even have a director set for the film. It's rumored that Ruben Fleischer will land the part, but even Tom Holland in these interviews doesn't seem to have any idea who is going to helm the part at this stage. So what do you think about that? Are you excited for an upcoming Uncharted film? Do you think it'll have the same issues that go into all video game adaptations to film? I'm worried about that. Tom Holland doesn't think it'll fall into that bunch, though.
Well, I read the newest draft of the script on the way over here, and it's one of the best scripts I've ever read. Like, it really, really jumps off the page. And I think what Uncharted offers that most video games films don't is that it's an origin story to the games. So if you've played the games, you haven't seen what's going to happen in the film, and if you haven't played the games, you're going to enjoy the film because it's information that everyone else is getting at the same time.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Geekend update. I hope you subscribe for more. It'll help us out tremendously, and please be sure to click the bell icon to be notified when we do release our Geekend updates or any videos, and please be sure to watch them when you get those notifications, because the algorithm's watching. What are you? If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, check out our Patreon if you think that our content is worth sponsoring and supporting. It does mean a lot to Jen and I that you guys are so willing to help us out on Patreon so regularly. It means a ton. Jen has been doing a lot of schoolwork recently, so she hasn't been in many videos. She just hasn't had the time when she gets home from work or school. She has homework to do, but she plans on being in more videos soon. We have some ideas going forward. Again, thank you for watching. Have a great day.